Welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast, where two lifelong horror fans talk all things horror. Pour yourself your favorite drink and hang out. Here are your hosts, Josh and Jake.
Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's episode, we are going to be discussing
2022's Barbarian, directed by Zach Kreger.
Ooh, Barbarian. The barbaric lady of Barbaria. Before we get into this exciting episode about another new movie, what would we like to let anyone new to the podcast know?
As always, like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yep.
You can find us also on Spotify, Apple,
Mm-hmm.
Google,
Mm-hmm.
and Anchor.
We're available on all of those platforms.
Also on Instagram, J Squared Horror Podcast. Linktree in the bio. New episodes every Thursday.
Every Thursday, two lifelong horror fans decide to get together and talk all things horror and try to open up a line of communication between us, our fans. We combine life stories, themes, movies. Sometimes we place ourselves in the movie and see how we would do. Also, to go off of the link in the bio on Instagram, in there you can find two other things. The first thing being www.jsquaredhorrorpodcast.com. Why is that so important, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you. If you want a place where you can fill out forms to either be on the podcast, to tell an idea, anything like that, you can go there. You can email us directly. All the video links, everything's on there. You can share it to your friends instead of having to find like which way they want to watch it or blah, blah, blah. It's all on one place, www.jsquaredhorrorpodcast.com. And also, you'll see a code for Paranormality Magazine. They talk about all things strange, unusual, and paranormal. If you use code J2Horror at checkout, you will receive 10% off of your purchase, and you will also help support an up-and-coming podcast. Hi, guys. That's us. And also an up-and-coming magazine. Obviously, anything paranormal kind of fits into the horror realm, and we're super excited that we are an affiliate with those guys. So make sure to use that code, get some magazines. The next 3 issues, March, April, May, are going to have our ad in it, so you can show that to your friends, and maybe we can sign it when we do a convention or something.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We will. So, now that all that fun stuff's out of the way, we are going to get into Barbarian, the movie you didn't see coming. Or two movies in one. Whatever you want to call this thing. It's an exciting, cool movie.
Yeah.
It starts as like that whole like Airbnb kind of like horror movie, which is, more of those are happening these days.
Yeah, I mean, as horror usually does, it takes on things that are happening currently.
Yeah, in the world today.
Yeah.
Things that are fearful for people.
Yeah, which the whole concept of Ubers, Airbnbs, it's terrifying.
It's against everything we were taught as kids.
Yeah, although you had taxis back in the day. Well, still currently still, but
Yeah, but that's different. This is legitimately a stranger's car that we call off of the internet to come find us. But Airbnbs, you're like, hey, I want to go stay in some stranger's house for a couple of days.
Yeah.
That they have access to at all times in the night.
Yeah, hopefully you know where their towels are at.
Yeah,
And
you always got to make sure to know where the towels and washcloths are at, or you look like an idiot like we did when we got our Airbnb in Texas. I really like. So you said outside that you thought the first part of this movie was kind of slow.
Yeah, the first like 45 minutes, I was like, dude.
I thought it was perfect.
And I was thinking, Josh said it was a good movie. And I'm waiting, and nothing's happening.
It's not as bad as like Slaughterhouse Rules.
No, it's not that bad.
So the fact that we got through that means we can pretty much get through anything.
Very true.
No, I personally love the beginning of this movie because that's the movie I thought I was going into.
Well, what about it did you enjoy? Because like I said, to me it felt kind of slow. So why was it not slow to you?
Because because they're both there, they're both innocent until proven guilty. Like, who's the weirdo in this situation? And I love the dynamic of, like, as weird as this is for me, it's just as weird for that other person, but my security is up. Like, I'm building that wall of, like, why are you here? And that person thinking, why did you just show up? I was sleeping.
True.
But the male always gets, like, you're the problem. Yeah, you're the creep. I'm here.
I was here first.
Yeah,
I was sleeping.
Like, obviously, I had to go to the door, too, because you saw the box was empty.
Yeah, that's why I'm inside.
It's not like I'm a squatter.
Yeah.
But I just thought, like, their dynamic, and, like, I love Bill Skarsgård's role in this movie as Keith.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's me. It's I'm trying my best not to make you feel uncomfy, so I'm going to talk way too much. I mean, I started a podcast because I like talking too much.
Yeah, so he was talking, like, he's over-explaining.
Yeah, but when you get nervous, that happens. Like, that's a natural instinct for people.
I would have let her in and went back to sleep.
I mean, that's you.
You can take the couch. I'm going to stay in the room, lock the door, because I do not know you.
Yeah.
And we're good.
Yeah.
In the morning, find somewhere to go.
He took on the I'm going to be a good guy role. I mean, I thought he did a really good job.
He still be a
He
good
just
guy.
reminded me of me.
Just
Like, no, I'm not going to let a lady sleep on the couch. You can have the bed. And she's like, ugh, I want clean sheets.
Yeah.
In that instance, I think I would have just hopped in the bed and locked the door.
Yeah, I tried.
Not have worried about the sheets.
Yeah.
But I'm probably a little funkier than she is. But so you got and then they like become like friends.
Yeah.
And then it's like possibly like maybe a romance type thing.
I thought it was going to be.
It gives off that like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, he is actually kind of a good guy. He's cute.
Yeah.
He's got a job.
Yeah.
And then they were like clicking on like knowing movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. And then part of you is like, as the watcher, as the person watching the movie, you're like, huh, that's kind of weird.
Seems suspicious.
Seems a little suspicious, right? And then I thought though, like her survival instincts are pretty good for the most part.
Yeah.
Because she like sees the wallet and instead of just bringing it back to him, like snaps a picture of his ID.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you forgot this in there. But their dynamic, you find out, as it seems, everybody's innocent. This was just a weird happenstance.
Yeah.
Of whatever happened.
Yeah, which is so weird. I mean, I guess that could happen.
It could. Yeah. I mean, like he said, he used another site. She used another site. Oh, no, oopsie.
I know
nobody's answering the
people
phone.
like double book hotel rooms sometimes.
Yeah,
I get it,
yeah. And that she has that interview which she goes on.
Kills it.
And then like, where are you staying? She's like, oh, in this bad area. And the girl looks at her like, you're kidding me, right?
Are you fucking nuts?
And it was cool because like when she wakes up and you see that neighborhood, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Why is this house so like pristinely put together?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. But I think it was just because they turned it into an Airbnb. Maybe?
So, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So she goes to the interviews. He leaves a note and is like, yo, if you could, like, keep the key in the box for me so, like, I can get in.
Yeah.
Then
like,
she goes to the potty.
I'm not doing that.
The toilet paper part. And that's what draws her into the basement.
I don't understand why she didn't just grab that toilet paper and go back to her business.
I don't either. Why would you pull on that string?
Yeah, I don't know.
I never have the inclination to, like, pull on shit randomly. No. Not in a basement in
of
particular.
A house I don't live in.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Whatever's wherever this is can stay wherever that is.
Because that's where they put it at.
Oh, but wait. Do you remember when she was sleeping? And, like, the door opens, you hear that crazy noise, and he's out there, like, having a nightmare?
Yeah.
Dude, I was super worried when we went on our trips that was going to be me.
Having night terrors?
Yeah, like night terrors and, like, talking and shit, and you just have to do what she had to do and be like, Josh. And I'm like, what are you doing out here, man? Dude, I love that part because he's, like, so confused.
Yeah.
And she's like, you were, like, talking and making noises and stuff. And my door was open. He's like, I was sleeping.
Yeah.
Like, why are you bothering me right now?
She's like, I know I shouldn't ask, but
yeah. Did you?
Did you open my door?
He's like,
no.
which just kind of solidified it for me. Like that, he was perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Like
just
he was normal dude, minus
besides night terrors.
night terrors. Yeah. Yeah. So we forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode, but if you guys haven't seen this movie, it is on HBO Max. So if you want to, go watch it. Just a heads up to anybody that is sensitive to certain stuff. There are some parts of this movie that are a little intense, and it's just hinted at and talked about. So there's your warning. If you're sensitive to certain things that we do not talk about on this podcast, keep that in mind when you're going into this movie. This is the last time we'll bring that up, but I just wanted to give everybody a warning if you choose to go watch this movie. If not, just listen to our episode. You'll get basically what the movie is, minus the bad thing. So she gets home from the interview. She goes to potty. Then she finds the room, and then it's like this crazy, creepy dungeon with a bed, a camera, and then and what's weird is like she pops the door, and then she's like, "Nope. Trust your instincts, girl."
Yeah, but then goes, dude.
Trust your instincts, man.
Let it go.
No part of me would walk down that hallway.
But once she's down there.
Then the door closes.
Yeah.
Did that happen pre or post hall? No, that was post hallway scene.
So why don't get this?
Basement scene. Or
is the house like booby trapped or something?
It's not booby trapped. I think. So do you remember that TV show Watcher?
Yeah.
I think houses have like tunnels under them in certain parts of the country.
It's pretty common now.
Yeah. Like there's 2 instances where it's just like, that shit does exist.
Super deep underground tunnels.
I guess like because of like the 60s, 70s where there might have been some like nuclear stuff going on. They might have had ways that you can like go to your neighbors' houses or something. I don't know. But in Chicago, Detroit, it makes sense. That's an older area. We can't do it here because like our ground is super soft.
Yeah.
But like those areas, they have different soil.
That makes sense. Okay.
And it could be like ancient. It might not even be for that reason. But there's like doors.
Yeah, there's doors. And it's so weird. I'm thinking, who's down there maintaining all these things? Who's maintaining the house?
Yeah.
As the movie goes on, as you see the state of the people that are in there.
Yeah, they're not taking care of the place.
That makes no sense now.
But I mean, that tunnel was like, it looked like it was like almost out of rock. Like that thing was solid.
It's been there for a long time. I don't know if dude bought that house and just found that out. Because there's no way he put those tunnels in there.
He could have. I mean, you obviously see that he was like some type of contractor of some sort. Some type of handyman. Yeah, he wears a little jumper, checks the electricity in the lady's house.
Yeah, that was fake.
Well, I don't know. He might have actually been employed by that company.
It said Carlos on it.
Oh, shit. I didn't read the name tag. Come on. What am I looking for details for the podcast?
Oh, I am. All the details.
But then, like, she's freaking out, but the draft closed the door and it locked from the outside. Yeah, it locked from the inside the house.
Yeah.
But outside of where she was. Yeah. Then she's like freaking out, understandably so. Yeah. She just found that hallway with the room.
Yeah.
And then homeboy shows up. And she's like banging on the window, and he's like, "What are you doing down there?" And she's like, "I have the key." Then they figure out the window stuff.
He's probably thinking, "This chick is so fucking weird."
Yeah, exactly. So she runs out and is like packing up her stuff. Yeah. And is like, "We need to go. There's a bed, a camera, and a bucket." And he's like, "Okay, there's a bed and a bucket. Like, what are you talking about?" And this is, he just kept like emphasizing bed and bucket, and I thought that was funny. And for some reason, he does the heroic thing of like, I got to see this for myself.
Yeah, but you don't though. Just trust.
You don't trust what
they're saying.
Yeah.
You think I made up this bed and bucket? You keep
fear in my face.
You keep leaving out camera, but there's a camera there as well.
There's a camera there as well. Something weird's going on. In that basement, right?
We should leave.
We should leave. Like, we can go. She can give him a ride because he didn't have a car. I guess he just existed. He just appeared. Ubers? Lyfts? Probably?
Ubers, Airbnbs. He's just
trusting the world.
Doing his own thing.
Trusting this random lady that he eventually had to stay with. And, yeah, so it was crazy because, like, I'm wondering, like, if I was to put myself in that exact same scenario.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I feel like me and Keith have a lot in common.
Yeah.
You know, I'm overall a pretty nice guy.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to, like, strangers. And I feel like if I was in that situation, I would have basically handled everything exactly the same. But I got to draw my line.
Where?
Right here. Okay? So if a girl that I barely know was trapped in a basement, came running out with that kind of aggression and that kind of fear,
Yeah.
I'm going to trust it. I'm going to trust it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go, cool, don't leave me.
Yeah. Hold on.
Like, I'm going to grab this
Grab my stuff.
Because the only reason he asked her to stay was to keep the door open.
Yeah.
Like, he never asked her to come down there. He never asked her to join.
Yeah.
So, like, once again, he's proving his trustworthiness.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, because he was like, I guess, so they can, like, corroborate their story, maybe? Is maybe why he went back down there to, like, go then to the police? I don't know.
I think he just went down there because he felt she was overreacting.
Yeah, which is understandable because, like, you don't know what she saw and whatnot. But
and I think, granted, her being so jumpy in the middle of the night before.
True, you're right.
Like,
okay,
she's fucking nuts.
So I didn't even think about it from that perspective. Yeah, you would definitely be like, this lady's a little crazy.
Yeah, I found you in the basement.
But still, if she was that crazy, I'm not gonna go down to a basement with a bucket and a bed. Like, that's not something I'm gonna do.
Sure.
I'm not. So he goes down there, and she's like talking to him from the stairwell. Then he gets quiet.
Yeah. So in my mind, I guess what happened is he went down there. He saw
Went into the room.
Yeah, he saw
the bed in the bucket.
Bed in the bucket. Brian came out the room. I'm assuming probably come back up the stairs.
You
saw the creature, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And just took off running.
Yeah.
That's how he got so deep in there.
Oh, he went towards it, not away from it.
I think he went away from it.
But that would be going in the tunnels.
That's where she found him at.
That's where the monster found? No, that's where
right.
But why would you? But okay, so
why would you not go?
Why would you not go the safe route? You know where safety is.
Maybe
for a fact.
Maybe he came down.
Do you think he was bit right then or bit post?
Immediately.
So he's like, I bet he's like standing there, like looking in the room, like, what in the? She's right.
Yeah.
There's a bed, a bucket, and a camera.
Yeah, and
then it just
came up behind him,
bites his ankle. Or
bit
where
him?
did he? Oh, for some reason I was automatically assuming ankle bite.
I always thought arm or shoulder.
Yeah,
I don't think he ever shows it.
He doesn't. No.
Yeah,
Well,
I just assume.
We find out he's not around.
She's
for
like 6'6".
much longer.
So I feel like
6'6". That bitch 7'10". That's a big woman.
She's
dude.
pretty tall. She walked up behind him, bit him, and dude probably just took off.
Yeah, I guess instinctually you're just like, get away from.
I'm not looking where I'm running, where I came from. I'm just gone.
Or maybe he went into the room. It walked past the room. He came out, and the door was still open, and it's in front of him. And he's like, well, now I ain't got a choice. I got to go this way.
True.
Because we don't know. That's all hearsay.
Yeah, that's true.
But I did wonder that after watching it the second time. Because this is my second time watching it. I saw it one time in theater, and then this time. Yeah. And I had been waiting to rewatch it for who knows what. I'm going to say for the podcast. I don't think that's true. So when I first watched this movie, it was the best thing that's ever happened to cinema.
Really?
Yeah, we'll get there when we get to our ratings.
Okay.
But then she's like, Keith! Once again.
For like 3 minutes.
I do not understand. This guy is still a stranger. It's not like me and you are in this Airbnb.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jake! Dude, I know you went to the convention, but dude, I went down in the basement. There's some crazy shit going on. There's a bed, a bucket, and a camera. And you're like, dude, there's a bed, a bucket? And I'm like, no, there's a bed, a bucket, and a camera. And you're like, there's a bed, a bucket. I'm like, Jake, just fucking listen to me.
All I'm hearing is bed and bucket.
There's a bed, a bucket, and a camera. Shit's weird. We need to go. And you're like, bro, this is not refundable. I'm going to go check this out and see if it's crazy. And then I'm like, cool, I'll hold the door because I'm your best friend.
Yeah.
This is putting us in best friend scenario.
Yeah.
If even... I think like our first convention, because we were just like acquaintance size. I think I still would have went back for you because some people would have been mad here if I didn't. But if it's a complete stranger,
you're not going back.
I'm not.
Well,
because there is just too much unknown.
You guys shared wine together.
I don't care. There's too much unknown. I will go and get help. I will go and get help.
They all say that.
I will.
Okay.
I will never say I'll be back. But I will go get help.
You'll get help. You'll send them where to go.
Yeah. Hey, guys, some weird shit happened down in there. I'm going to be outside.
I think the crazy thing about the mother is the name of the creature, or whatever.
Oh yeah, I thought it was the Barbarian.
I did too, but ending credits is just the mother.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, it's the fact that it comes outside
At night. It hunts.
which is terrifying.
There's not much to hunt though, because that's a pretty desolate area.
No, there was that one homeless dude.
Oh, I forgot about that shit.
So
When
yes,
she gets back from the interview.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like hauling ass.
So I think
towards
she
her.
was like real shook up.
as she should be.
Well, yeah. But we find out later he's just trying to help. He went about it the worst possible way you could have.
Terrible.
Full sprint.
Yeah,
Hey, girl,
yeah,
don't go back in that house.
yeah.
Read the room, buddy. Just realize you're a homeless guy running at a full sprint at a woman just trying to get into her house.
Yeah, the whole thing.
I would have been like, hey, question. I'm a homeless guy. I don't see many people come here.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Yeah.
I haven't seen somebody here in months.
yeah. What's up?
But he was that scared of the mother creature.
Yeah,
I get it because you find out later.
he should be.
Oof.
But what's crazy is just one part of the movie when actually I'll wait till we get there. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, I forgot. So that's why she was all like, fuck, whoa. And she finally sits down on the toilet. That's what I'm talking about. But there's no toilet paper. You go downstairs to find the toilet paper. Also, remember, if you have an Airbnb, keep the toilet paper out of basements, please.
Yeah, do that.
That would be great. I will give you 5 stars.
Yeah,
Me
don't-
and Jake are rated 5 stars on Airbnb.
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
we are.
Yeah, we don't leave the house a mess.
No, we don't.
And we can find towels. So, yeah, she's like hollering out for Keith. And that's where I would have like literally just left. For sure.
After he didn't say anything back.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was talking. Like, the thing is that's not like he went down there and then just stopped talking. He was replying, like, making sense.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
Keith, he's like, I found it. This is kind of weird. And then she's like, Keith, I'm going to go get help.
Yeah. So that's right. She says Keith. He sees whatever happens. He tries to get away, but not give away his position. So he can't yell back.
He can't. He cannot yell back because
Yeah.
then mother would find him.
So like, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean,
You gotta come get me.
he was doing all right.
He was doing very
He
well.
was
I
doing
feel
very
like.
well until shit really hit the fan.
Yeah.
So she, like, okay, so once again, she doesn't trust her gut enough, and her gut is kind of it's tricky because like you find out that she really wants to help people that don't deserve it, which we'll get to. But
Yeah. That's like her thing.
yeah, but no, Keith deserved the help. I just wouldn't have helped him. There's a difference there.
Yeah. Keith.
Did Keith deserve the help?
100%.
Yes.
You just wouldn't give it to him.
If I was her, I bring nothing to the table. Not saying that she's not strong, she couldn't fight, but she's already shaken up.
Yeah.
Like the way she came out of that basement doesn't make me feel comfortable with her going back into that situation.
Sure.
So that's it. That's all I mean by that. She
even,
showed
she's
how
even more
terrified she was.
apprehensive
Yes.
about it now.
So you're not going to be thinking the clear. So if I'm feeling that exact same way, I'm going to go get help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Because then you have the key to the place. You look like you live there because we find out later that the cops are like, dude, you're a crackhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I understand. Everything in this movie makes sense. I will give it that. Everybody who's doing something, you can be like, I hate saying it, but that makes sense.
She's down there
Keith
for a
makes
while,
sense.
too.
She makes sense. Cops make sense. Justin Long's character? No, but we'll get there.
No sense.
So she goes down there. Luckily has her phone this time, but she is always one step ahead comparatively to her last situation. I will give her that. She doesn't usually make the same mistake twice.
Yeah.
Because she had to set up some mirror lighting situation the first time she went down there. But she brings her phone, opens that door and goes, yeah. And then you hear, and that's when she hears Keith yell, help. At that moment, like if I had made my way into the basement, I'm going to go help.
You might as well.
If he's yelling help. If
Yeah.
he just isn't replying, I'm going to go get help.
I'm going to assume you're hurt.
But if you're yelling out help, that changes everything. Because I now know that this could be dire. Like this could be life or
Yeah.
death.
I got to get down there.
Got to get down there. So she does. And then you find Bill Skarsgård crawling, saying that there is something or someone down here that bit him. She's like, what? It bit you? And he's like, I ain't got time to explain. We need to get out. Oh, I think you're right. Because he then is like, I'm not going that way. She must have been on the other side.
Yeah.
She must have walked past that room, and he's now thinking that that's where she is going to be.
Yeah.
Because he still says, we're going deeper into this tunnel.
Yeah, we're not going
and
back
she's like,
that
no,
way.
I literally just came from there. We good.
Yeah. But you think it's tunnel system, so she may have been on that side.
I don't know how tunnel systems work.
Probably took a shortcut, came back around.
She could be crawling on the ceiling.
She's been there for 40 years. She knows like back ran.
Yeah, she would, yeah, and doesn't even need light.
Yeah, because the way she came up behind him, she was behind him.
Yeah, which is where crazy, which is where he was going to go.
That's where he came from.
That is where he came from.
Yeah.
Because he's crawling towards the, what's her name, Mia? Tess. Oh, like Scream. I knew that name sounded familiar.
Yeah.
And I don't know a lot of Tesses. Then my favorite part of the movie. Favorite and least favorite, because I love Bill Skarsgård. He
shocked me.
Gets his head bashed in on the rocks multiple times. And you, first time watching this movie, are shooketh.
Yeah.
You and one of my best friends, Veda, she's a big Skarsgård family fan. But she loves Bill. And I think she was ready to walk out of the movie at that point. And I was just like, shit, it'll be all right. Well, this is going to get good. But because you're assuming that he's going to be the bad guy or there's going to be some plot twist in that. No, he was a good guy that got his head bashed in for not being smart enough. Then you see the creature, the mother character. This is the first time you see her, and she's pretty scary. And then
she reminded me of the thing from Smile.
Yep, and definitely Smile. I told you that when we were watching Smile, remember? I said, I can't tell you because you haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
All right,
yeah. But I thought this one was done a little bit better than the Smile mom.
Really?
Just a little bit. It looked more prosthetics than CGI.
Oh, in this movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Barbarian, the monster looks better than Smile.
Yeah,
than the mom character.
Okay, yeah.
She was super, mama. Like,
yeah.
You know I hate that movie.
You hate the ending.
I hate the ending, but that makes the whole movie suck. But yeah, so then it's like, cut, movie's over. Literally.
Yeah.
Like, you see him die, and then, I don't know if you see something happen to her, she might just scream.
I think she screams and it goes to black.
And it goes to black. And you're like, that was the quickest hour 45 I've ever fucking experienced. And then you get a new movie for like a couple of minutes. Where
I told you. I checked our remote and tried to hit something else.
I thought the theater was broken when I first saw it. And I was like, what is going on here? Then you got Justin Long driving around the Sunside Coast in his convertible.
Yeah.
Finding out some really bad news. Because Justin Long is a piece of shit in this movie.
He is.
He is so lovable in all of his other roles.
He is,
and then this one, they said, bet. I didn't even know he was in this movie.
I didn't either.
Which they did a really good job of. That's the thing that I loved about this movie is like, it did not give away too much with the trailer. It did not give away too much, period, until you saw it and you experienced it. Think, you waited, probably 8 months, and you never knew.
Yeah.
It was impossible for me sometimes to not ruin that for you, but I didn't because I am a good friend and podcast host. So you get Justin Long finding out he's a piece of shit, then you find out he owns the property.
Yeah.
He's losing all of his money because he's a piece of shit, and he's got to go back to see what he can do if he can sell it. We don't know the timeline. They do not give you a week later, a day later, a couple of days. We have no idea how long it took him to get from where he was to this house.
Yeah, you have no idea.
We have no idea.
And I think that's what was interesting to me is when he gets there and he finds people shitting there and he calls the lady or whatever, she goes that no one's rented that place out in weeks.
Yeah, weeks.
So
I guess that. But then I was thinking, like, did either one of them even, like, technically relate? That's where I was like, what is going on here?
I thought the same thing.
So I didn't use it as, like, a timeline thing. I was like, this is the worst rental agencies ever.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Yeah. I was like, they just suck. And she's like, okay, bye.
And then I'm thinking, was she the one that even set it up?
I don't know, dude. That's the thing about this house, man. It's its own little thing.
Yeah.
But then you got, piece of shit Justin Long for just a second longer. But he is starting to wonder why, because you're looking at all the people. It doesn't look like squatters. It
No.
looks like somebody was staying. There's nice toothbrushes, nice luggage. Their stuff was there. There's a car out front that nobody ever mentions once.
Sure.
There's
That
an
one
old
time.
Jeep sitting
And
out there.
he just backs right in front
Backs
of
right
it.
in front of it. Yeah.
Nothing.
Just like, doo-doo-doo-doo. And there's obviously no one else living on that street. So then you get drunk Justin Long, comes back, wakes up, then he decides to be a man. Where does he go?
Down into the basement.
Because that's the only place that made sense where people would be. And then I think he hears some stuff.
Because the door was open.
Oh, the door was
And
open.
the light was on.
Yeah.
Held open by a chair.
The
So
chair, that's right.
It makes sense
It
that
does make sense that
someone's
he did that.
probably down there.
Then he tries to nut up and go down there. And he brings a flashlight and barely a steak knife.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah.
I wouldn't grab a blunt object over that thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to grab that.
No, never. I also hate that about horror movies. Why is it always a kitchen utensil? They never work out. Unless you're Michael Myers.
Sure.
It doesn't for anybody. But he goes into the tunnel. And you're starting to see some more stuff.
The funniest thing about that
Oof.
is when he first gets down there.
He just starts measuring shit.
Yeah, because he originally went back upstairs and was like, can you add that into the square footage of your home to increase value?
He's that money hungry. And then he's just tape measuring around the entire...
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't think about the weird room, the bed in the bucket, the
Fuck that.
tunnel system,
Money.
the room
Yeah, I think
playing.
this is a property you've owned.
Yeah, for
And
who knows?
You knew nothing about this. There's a running TV in there.
Why wasn't that questioned more? It's a breastfeeding commercial, or like tape,
Yeah.
with purple lighting. It smells awful, because you see him react when he goes in there. He just keeps measuring shit.
Like, damn.
But then his tape measure does the tape measure thing. Where it goes, tack, 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 and goes back.
Yeah,
And he's
because
like, uh-oh.
like she grabbed
She
it,
grabbed
or
it,
shook
yeah.
the shit out of it.
Yeah. She probably never seen it.
Yeah.
Like, what is this shit?
What the fuck is this? Snatched it.
So,
Her just getting like super upset.
just like, I just imagine like the big creature just like, what is this? Baby.
Is that what she was saying?
Baby. Yeah. Baby.
I heard like, mama.
No, she was saying baby.
No,
Why would she say mama?
Later on, yeah, she says mama.
She says baby.
Later on,
Oh, when she's
Yeah.
saying that I'm mama.
yeah,
She's like, mama. But
yeah.
that's later. But she says baby a lot.
Did hear it one time.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're...
I just heard,
She's saying baby
all
a
like
lot.
grunts and grumbles.
She's got like 4 teeth.
Yeah.
She's intense looking. She's big.
Yeah,
Like big. Like me on Jake's shoulders big.
yeah, she's really big,
And she's just naked. She's just boobs out.
but she's so
4 teeth.
she's so caring though, so nurturing.
Yeah, so then he's running for his life in this tunnel system.
As you do.
He would. And he falls into the hole, the pit, with Tess.
Yeah,
And Tess is like, shut up. Be quiet. Do not make her angry.
and he won't listen.
He will not. I'm going to listen to the person in the hole,
I'm like,
personally.
dude, you're already here.
Because you're a normal
know what's
human
going on.
being. Yeah, you give me the insight. What I got to do. And then you don't know like what that whole breastfeeding video was about, but you're kind of starting to piece it together.
Yeah,
Because the mama monster puts down a bottle from 1776 down, and her arm must be the longest arm
Yeah.
in the world, because
She
that
got, like,
is a
right-
deep hole.
yeah,
A little bit of a plot hole, but you can look past it.
Yeah.
She reaches that thing down in there, and she's like, "Drink it." Justin Long's like, "Hell no." She's like, "You got to drink it. Like,
He's like,
mama's gonna get mad."
nah, I'm good.
And it's like, then the Tess starts sipping on it, and you can tell it probably doesn't taste too good.
Is it breast milk?
It's breast milk. Yeah, that's booby milk. Yeah, that's the whole thing, man.
Wow.
That's the whole thing. She just wants to take care of her, because she's been watching that video for fucking 40 years.
She want to take care of her kids.
Wants to take care of her baby. Justin Long's refusing, and that does not make mama happy.
Which I do not blame him. I would also.
It was like, when you look at it, it's got like hair on it, and it's old, and the milk has like a grayish tint to it. It looks foul. I bet
Yeah.
the smell alone was probably pretty gross.
Yeah, I would also. I'm not sure she's not pumping new milk every day.
No, that's been sitting there for a minute.
Yeah, so
She might have just pumped it, because I think Tess had been drinking that shit for a couple of weeks. She might have been down there.
she did. Let's take it.
She was like, hell yeah, what about... Got to get some water somehow.
Yeah, I feel like if I was in that same situation, I'm not doing it.
That's where you have to decide life or death.
Death.
Yeah, that's
every single time.
Yeah, that's up to your decision.
That's too much, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
you see the hair shift from the light hitting it.
Yeah, that's a little much.
And that rubber nipple was, first of all, it was big as shit.
Huge.
And also,
that was a big bottle.
Yeah.
Like she had them custom made for her mama hands.
Yeah, because she has huge hands.
She has very big hands, yeah.
So for it to still look big in her hands?
Yeah, it's a big bottle.
It's like a 2 liter.
Yeah, it's like a 2 liter of soda. So then, yeah, she's like, nah, you're going to drink your milk. And pulls them out of the hole. Starts dragging them to the room, the booby movie room.
Yeah.
And that's when Tess is like, oh, shit, she left the top open. Like, it's the first time I think she's had an opportunity to escape. And she takes it. She hops her happy ass right on out of that hole. And she has the flashlight, right?
Yeah.
And then she gets the flashlight. She gets out of the hole.
And she, like, sprints.
Yeah, she's moving.
She knew exactly where to go.
Yeah, she got that tunnel system down.
Yeah.
And then you get Justin Long trying to be force-fed a boob from a monster mama.
Yeah.
And it's not going well. And then the girl's like, yeah, I'm just going to let them figure this out for themselves. Yep. Let me just sneak on by here. But then that God-forsaken tape measure.
Yeah.
Steps right on it.
All that fucking noise.
Mama's like, I don't think so. I know exactly where that noise came from. Yeah. And then there's a nice run. And ultimately, she gets out.
Yeah. And that scene when she gets out and the homeless dude pulls her out, but you still hear her like reaching out for her.
Oh, yeah. It's like, wah.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, Mama was right there. And he's like, I tried to tell you.
Yeah.
But I didn't handle it very well.
My bad.
She's like, we need to get help. And he's like, nobody is going to help you. That creature sneaks out at night and does bad stuff. It's evil. That house is evil. The person that lived there never left there. She has only come out at night. She's never left the house. And you're like, what? The other person? And that's when you get the flashback.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. He says just much worse things in that
Much
house.
worse things in the house. And you find out this piece of shit that owned the house, all the escapades he went on.
Yeah.
And that's, one of the things that you see down there later. But then she runs and goes to get some cops, finds some police, and they're like, "What's this crackhead want?"
Pretty much.
But she looks. I mean, she's been in that hole for a while. She looks dirty.
Yeah.
She's talking crazy about surviving a kidnapping in an area where they're pretty sure not many people live.
First question is, "Where's your ID? Where's
your ID?" And she's like, "It's in that house." And
so you don't have an ID?
Yeah. So they're like, yo, you're crazy. You don't have a key to this place. Like, you broke that window. Like, I could arrest you for that. And, if you know anything about that area, those cops they're worked thin. They're dealing with murder on a crazy rate. So
I also said, yeah, take me with you.
She wanted to help.
Okay, you go back to the station. You explain
I'm
who you
hang
are.
out. Yeah, I'm going with them cops.
You have them call the lady you had the job interview with.
100%.
She verifies who you are.
Yeah.
You send help. Boom, we're done.
We're done. But you're not thinking that because she's got this good Samaritan vibe about her.
Yeah, fuck that.
And then, but also the homeless guy, before she went to get the cops, told her where he stayed. That's gonna come into play. Then Justin Long's character is just running for his life under them tunnels, and he gets near this other door where you see the monster's like, "Nah, I'm good." And you're like, "What?" Well, there's an old guy in there. And
she won't go into the room?
Mm-mm. She backed off. He turns around when he's at that door because he followed like that string, the bell string, I think, and or whatever that string did. Yeah, and
the bell led to the room.
Yeah. She is like, you see the silhouette of her in the cave, and she's like, "I'm gonna go ahead and back out of this situation here." Because I know what's going to happen. And yeah, he gets into this room, and there's an old guy in there. He thinks he needs help. I would not assume that guy needed help.
No.
It looked like he was there on his own.
Yeah, you're in a bed.
You're in a bed.
With a TV
yeah.
on.
Yeah. Which, then you find out that this guy's a piece of shit. He ultimately unalives himself. I remembered to say it right. And Justin Long's like, what in the world is going on? So he grabs the gun, the flashlight. Then the girl throws some shit through the window and comes back in. And so they are both going through the tunnels, both terrified at the same time. But they get to the room area similarly timed, which is, I'm not saying that's a problem. I'm just explaining what happens. And she's like, hello? Bah!
And I feel like even prior to the shit he did earlier in the movie, at that moment when I knew he was a real piece of shit.
Yeah, he just shoots. Shoot
Plus,
first, ask later.
And I feel like you knew who it was.
It said, hey, and that other monster just grunted and was humongous.
You've also were sitting in a hole talking to this person.
Yeah, you couldn't recognize the voice.
Yeah.
Shoots her, but then he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then they help each other. Or she helps him up, or he helps her up. They get outside, and she's like, I know where to go. So they go to the water tower where the homeless guy was. This is my second favorite part of the movie, possibly. So they're all just kumbaya-ing at this point. And he's like, yo, that thing's evil. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know how y'all survived. That's wild. We need to get her to the hospital in the morning, but we're not going to be roaming these streets when it's out. He's like, and she's like, how do you know, like, your area is safe? He's like, I've been here for a while, and she has never come in here. Then she just headbutts her way through a wall, grabs this homeless guy, rips his arm off, and beats him to death.
Yeah.
Like, what was that aggression for? She wants her babies.
Both of them.
Then they're like, we got to get out of Dodge, and they go up. Once again, Jake explained this on another episode. Horror 101. If you can get away, make sure to go up.
Yeah.
Keeps the movie interesting for us.
It does.
So they climb a water tower. They're up there, and they're realizing, like, oh, shit, there's no other way down than the way she's coming up. And Justin Long goes, well, you're hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm gonna survive, but I can't.
Piece of shit.
With you. It just tosses her off the top of the water.
And the fact that he claims you just kept sliding.
He tossed her.
Yeah.
Tossed her.
Yeah.
Then, because the mama knew that she at least drank the bottle baby, and that was her baby,
yeah,
she swanton bombs off that thing. I'm not the biggest fan of that part. I could have done without that.
Yeah. So
I thought it was super corny.
It reminds me of the movie Mama.
Yeah.
Which will play
that's why it pissed me
into
off.
my rating at the end.
Oh, you're gonna piss me off. I know it. Damn, buttering me up to piss me off. All right. He looks over the edge. Mama, blood coming out the head. Girls on top. They both look pretty deceased. He climbs down.
Yeah, so she like pulled a Batman.
Oh yeah.
And like jumped, got
under and grabbed
underneath her.
It makes sense. Yeah. She's bigger, and she dove.
She has a longer wingspan.
But no, she dove too. Like,
okay.
She's falling this way.
Okay.
So that's going to be a slower fall. Mama's bigger, heavier, and diving. And she just grab and tuck.
I guess.
Adrenaline, right? They say it can make miraculous
things
happen,
she
right?
wants to save her kids.
She wants to save her baby.
Yeah,
Justin Long then, like, I got to check this situation out, make sure everything's good to go.
Make sure they're both dead.
Yeah. But then, homegirl, Tess, just won't die. She refuses. She's been shot. She's been tossed off a water tower. Caught by Mama. She's been drinking Mama tit milk for who knows how long.
She's so strong now.
She's like, I am Barbarian. And then he's like, oh my God, you're okay. Excuse me. One other corny scene. Mama Michael Myers sits right up and just grabs Justin Long, starts choking him, and then just fucking rips his head apart.
Yeah. Just watching her push her thumbs through his eyes.
His eyes was good. Looked really good.
Really, really good.
He just isn't allowed to have eyes in horror movies.
Yeah, Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers, this, and whatever happens to him in Tuck.
At least less eyes in Tusk.
Or Tusk.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, he gets turned into a fucking walrus.
Yeah, which isn't any better, but.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just fucking pulls his head apart.
Pulls his head apart.
And I think the ending, because the mother.
Yeah.
Watches Tess grab the gun.
Yeah.
Put it to her head. And she, like, gives like a kiss on her.
Yeah. It's good knowing you.
crazy.
Yeah.
Why do you think she did that?
I don't know. It's a monster, dude. You can't explain your love for your children.
Every part of her, well, she also, it may matter or not matter, only killed dudes. So a father figure's in this movie.
Oh.
Homeless guy.
Yeah, homeless guy and
Justin
Long and Keith.
Yeah. And yeah, man, it's that mother.
That could have played into it.
Yeah.
But also, you know for a fact that she drank the milk.
True.
That's what I was going off of.
Could be that too.
Yeah.
Both.
Shoots it.
That motherly connection.
It ends.
Yeah.
That's it. There's a couple little scenes in the credits, but
Yeah, it was like,
they're nothing to worry about.
yeah.
You don't see anything crazy.
Yeah. All right. Barbarian.
That was The Barbarian. I love this movie. It's a great movie. So, Jake, anything else you want to add to the movie part?
No.
Any little fun facts or factoids or anything?
No.
All right.
None I can think of, no.
On a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rate Barbarian from 2022?
On a scale from 1 to 10,
There it is.
Barbarian is a 7.5. I just can't get past how slow it was in the beginning. Honestly, I was starting to lose interest in it. It was just going too slow. But I will say, the second half, like post an hour, is a solid movie. And honestly, that could have been just a movie.
Both of these could have just been a movie. That's what I loved about it.
Nah, just the second part. I mean, the first one, yeah, then it has to end.
Just because you have the attention span of a dog and a squirrel running by,
I just need
doesn't mean
something
that it's slow.
keep my. It was slow to me.
There was
a shit going on.
but there was so much going on at the same time.
Nothing was going on.
Yeah, the you're trying to figure out if there's good or bad
Yeah,
people
I
in that
don't need
situation.
all that fucking character development.
That's not character development. There's a difference here. They're not wasting
Well,
it on their pasts.
Explain me what it is then.
It's anticipation and build up for a climactic experience.
As they're talking, Tess does talk about her past.
Quickly.
But your definition is character development.
Quickly.
Still mentions it.
Quickly.
And he does
in
too.
Conversation.
Unnecessary conversation.
Builds
Because
into the...
that conversation did what for the movie?
Well, what you thought was the movie is who knows? But that's the whole beautiful thing about this movie. It's not what you expected.
What you thought it was, who knows? What it actually was, nothing.
Yeah, but that's fine because you didn't know that at that point.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying I could do that the first 30 minutes.
So what else? What else was it? You said that. What else? What was it? 7.5? Jesus.
I have offended you by my 7.5.
So bad.
Yeah, the main part, it was just so boring. No, I wouldn't say.
Oh my God, you're using the worst
I won't say boring.
adjectives to
but
explain.
To me, it was uninteresting. It wasn't holding my attention at first.
Okay, I can't speak on behalf of your attention.
So just like for you, the ending to a movie can ruin it. The beginning didn't ruin it, but it does affect how I'm watching the movie. Because I look back on it and think, well, damn, I could have done that the first half altogether. You could literally started with Justin Long, going through what he went through, going to that house, finding this shit there, finding her in there, and you're good from there on out.
Yeah, but the craziest thing about this movie is the fact that, like, what you got in the beginning is what you thought the movie was going to be, and then it just wasn't.
If
So, like, I understood, like, the slow burn almost. Because as soon as you get Justin Long, that movie goes from, say 45 miles an hour to an ungodly rate of 80 miles an hour.
which I was happy with.
Which is good, but it works. With this movie in particular, I'm not saying every movie, but I just think that every actor, actress, and part of this movie just ultimately worked into the whole vibe of what Barbarian is. Of course, you can either pluck out the first one, and maybe that wouldn't have been the best movie. The second part was pretty cool, pretty quick pace, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You probably could have had a pretty good movie, but the fact that they decided to do them both, and it's like two identities of like crazy movies. I thought I've never seen anything like that before.
All right.
It was crazy.
Okay. What's your rating?
You didn't ask me yet.
I just did.
9.3.
9.3?
Fucking love this movie.
I mean, 9.25 is pretty high on its own, but a 9.3, that's crazy.
A 9.3. This movie for 2022 blew my mind. I thought it was so cool.
Was it the best movie of 2022?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe. There was one movie that I thought, but after rewatch, Barbarian's just so damn good to me. So damn
Oh,
good.
it's one that you thought maybe
Better.
but now it's not.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the movie we're going to be covering next week.
Which is Smile.
Smile. We are going to be talking about Smile next week, which for a while there, it was the best movie of 2022 for me. Who knows? I might rewatch it and agree again. I don't know.
Yeah, if it's higher than 9.3, then you agree.
Yeah. But I do love Barbarian. But yeah, we are excited to cover Smile next week, so make sure you guys watch it if you can. Check that awesome movie out. I'm pretty sure it's on HBO Max as well.
I would assume so, probably.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure I
think
saw it
is
up
on
there.
HBO. I think I did too. Yeah. That is a movie that I think Jake actually went to see with me in theater.
I did.
Yeah. It's rare that he joins me in public, but it is nice when he does. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the J Squared Horror Podcast. As always, a big shout out to our main supporters, Jeff Balance, who does our design work, Lucky Riggs, who does our intro and our outro music, Trademark Printing, who does our printing needs. Trademark Printing is actually working on getting some things printed up with the new design by Jeff Balance.
Nice.
So we can have some stuff to offer you guys, especially the fans that comment down below. What this week, Jake, to win some free swag?
This week, to get some free swag, comment. Let's see, what should I think?
You got to think quick, man.
Yeah, not thinking that quick. Let me transition my mind to the second half of the movie. Something a little more faster paced. Comment, baby. Yeah.
Just baby?
Yeah.
B-A-B-Y?
Or if you can spell it, however the fuck she was saying it. If you can spell it that way, shit, go for it.
So you heard Jake. Comment either on Instagram, YouTube, email us, baby. Whoever does that is going to get some free J Squared Horror swag with the new logo on it. We got
New logo.
We got stickers. We got other things in the works. We are super excited. There's something else that should be here in a couple of days that we're really excited about. Hopefully you guys are excited about it too. Don't forget, go to www.jsquaredhorrorpodcast.com. You can enter in our subscribe. We'll email you every week. You can also put in episode ideas. You can ask to be on the show if you have a good idea, anything like that. You can also say the comment, baby, in the email. We'll make sure to email you back at your information to send you some free swag. Next week, Smile. Don't forget. Thank you guys for tuning in to the J Squared Horror Podcast. My name's Josh.
And I'm Jake.
You guys have a great week. And remember, it's hip to be squared.